So let's start with mistake number one, which we're going to call a slow or no response. Now remember, the context here is online leads. So this is anything coming in through your website, your social media channels, any sort of online platform, including advertising, where you are offering people your services. And so what I often see, Diana, is I see, let's say, an email will come in from a lead. Somebody fills out a contact form because most everyone has a contact us form. And so an email is left, and then the email comes in, and then somebody has to find it in their inbox. And then once they find it in their inbox, then they have to go ahead and forward it to somebody else because they're going to do the follow-up, and then that person is busy with an appointment and they don't get to it today, and then they get busy the following day. Before you know it, it's 2 or 3 days later, and you might get a follow-up. So that's a typical response is a slow follow-up. A no response, unfortunately, still happens a lot. And the scenario is that, hey, I'm so busy, I just don't have the availability to take any more business on. So instead of acknowledging that lead, I'm just going to not respond. Takes
Yeah.
care of the problem, right? Takes care of the problem. Of course, this is where it comes back to bite you, because you would never ever not respond to a viable lead when the market is good. So when you don't respond, it's just essentially telling your local market that you are a builder that doesn't follow through,
Yeah.
and that's going to come back to bite you. I remember a story when we were talking about a good experience versus a bad experience. It's like if somebody has a bad experience with your company, they go out and tell 100 people.
Yeah.
If they have a good experience, they tell about three.
Exactly.
And of course, this is before online platforms and online reviews. So you don't want to give people any more ammunition to not respond, or even to respond slow. Keep in mind, when somebody reaches out to you, they're probably reaching out to two of your competitors. So Diana, what do you think of that? Anything you want to add?
Yeah, so two things. I remember some clients after we started to work together. I asked them, "So why did you choose me?" And they say, "Because you responded fast, like in 5 minutes or so. And what I used was an automation. So thank God that they invented that. So that
Yes.
they receive a personalized response that, hey, book a call or let's meet and see um, how this program or what I can offer is a good fit. So I think I gain a lot of clients just by responding as soon as possible, or just replying and letting them know what the situation was. So the personal touch or a phone call or an automated email, that worked very well. So I think that's also a solution to automate responses, right?
Absolutely. And so when we talk about what does how should you respond, really is the follow-up question of this. Okay, so if what does the consumer expect? The thing that I always remind my clients is that you're not being compared to the build, your competitor, your builder competitor. You're being compared to the favorite place that your client likes to do business.
Yeah.
That's how you're compared, because everything that's what they use is the judge. So you're exactly right. So let's just say it's a scenario where they're going to reach out to three different builders. You respond immediately.
Yeah.
The second builder takes 2 or 3 days to respond, and then the third builder doesn't respond at all. Who do you think has a better chance to win the sale?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
first one,
the
the
person that
one.
responds immediately, right? Because now you're being compared to their favorite place to do business, and their favorite place to do business also has really good customer service. So what I always tell clients, or what we set up our responses, is that a new inquiry should get 3 responses in about 15 minutes during business hours. Now we'll talk next about what those responses are. And if it's outside of business hours, they should get 3 responses within 15 hours. So the idea would be if they get a lead, you get a lead like a little after 5 p.m. and it's outside of business hours. And if the office opens the next day at 8 a.m., be roughly 15 hours. So you would respond to them right away at 8 a.m. And you can automate all this, absolutely, and you should automate it, because let's face it, you're busy, you're out of the office, you're not always there.